Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the third week in October, and I'm talking about starting with October 15th through the 21st. And as you know, I'm sitting in front of my computer looking at each day as the moon transits through the zodiac and all the other planets are moving in relationship to the moon, because the moon is a focal point. And remember, if you would like your own predictions from your own birth chart, you can have what I'm doing right now, but applying it to your birth chart. And the way you can get that is using my Galactic Planner. Go to galacticplanner.com, put in all of your birth details, and you will get all of this delivered to your phone into your calendar. All you do is you click calendar and you will have all of your predictions. You can live by the stars personally every day. It makes life so much better. So go to galacticplanner.com, and also remember, go to my website, sign up for my free newsletter, and get all my predictions delivered to your email address. Go to galacticcenter.org, and don't forget my Patreon. Become part of our spiritual community. You will be able to talk to me every week personally and share spiritual experiences. We have a new class that you won't want to miss, where all the participants at one point get to share their spiritual experiences. Become part of our community, and that's on my Patreon page. You can find that on galacticcenter.org. Let's start talking from October 15th through the 21st. And looking at the 15th, let's see here. We have got Venus is exactly in a trine to Neptune, and that's beautiful. That can be spiritual love. It can also mean time of very creative abilities coming out, that you will be more creative. You'll see things from a beautiful perspective. The moon is in Pisces today. Pisces is all about beauty, compassion, and a sense of feeling love and connection. The moon is exactly conjunct Neptune today. And this would be a great day for creative ability, just to be involved in your imagination, escaping the world. No, it's not a great day for business, but it's a great day for being creative, imaginative. Fantastic to go to the movies, because Neptune deals with escaping this world. And of course, there's a lot of negative ways we can escape the world, such as drugs, alcohol, hospitals, prisons. Now, those are not so great. But I will say, on a positive note, Neptune moon can have us escape the world in beautiful ways, such as love and romance, creativity, going to the movies, entering a new world. And the moon is in the nakshatra Uttara Bhadrapada. That nakshatra is ruled by the serpent of the deep. What does that mean? It means it's a time for deep reflection, getting to the bottom and the core of things, why things are going on the way they are in this world. It is a time of deep, deep introspection. But with the moon being with Neptune and Venus trining it, it is a beautiful day for love, to find love, romance, spend time with your partner, express yourself. And Uranus and Neptune are both all aspecting Venus at this time. This is like exciting new romance. I love this day for what it is. And it is the day before the full moon. A few days or day before this full moon, whenever you have the moon bright in Vedic astrology, it actually means that We have a bright consciousness during this time. The moon's increasing in light, so things are moving forward. It's not retracting, it's expanding. So this is a beautiful time to be creative, expressive, use your imagination, and most of all, fall in love. And fall in love with your partner if you're already married. Fall all over again in love. It's a beautiful time for this. Now I'm talking about October 16th. And the moon, yes, this is the time, let's see, of the full moon actually happens on the 17th early in the morning, but on the 16th, the moon is still, of course, bright, waxing, increasing in light. And get this, the moon will start to be in the nakshatra Revati. Revati is one of the best nakshatras. It is a beautiful healing nakshatra. It actually deals with traveling. So I'd say this is a good day to go on travels. And I want to say that it's ruled by Mercury. So this is a time of deep introspection still, but the full moon brings things to light. Be aware, and it's a great day. Now, also looking at all the other planets, I noticed that Mars is in the 4th house from the moon, so you might be planning a move or renovating in the house. Something's changing in the house. But another thing is Jupiter is in the 3rd house from the moon, which definitely means it's a day of learning. It's a day of contemplation and learning. Read a book, take a course, take a class, watch some new YouTubes where you can learn more things. And Venus sits in the 9th house, which deals with spirituality and truth. So people are opening up more. They're talking more and they're finding more truth. Let's move to October 17th. October 17th is the full moon. This full moon is in Aries, and when it hits 0 degrees of Aries, this is very early in the morning when we have the full moon, things are brought to light. And the moon being in Aries means things are going to start moving forward rapidly. Aries is about action, speed, especially in the nakshatra Ashwini. Ashwini is all about speed. And did you know that Ashwini actually deals with traveling? So it is a good day, yesterday and today, for travels. Get out there, go places, do things, and just make sure you're not too impulsive, because we all know that Aries likes to go 100 miles an hour and does not have the qualities that they need, such as patience. So don't be too impulsive or too impatient, because this could cause accidents. Just be conscious, aware, but it is time to move forward. This is a beautiful full moon. And Mars sits in the 3rd house from the moon, so it is time to go places and do things. Get things done. Action-oriented. Jupiter is in the 2nd house from the moon, so it's a great day financially. This is a good day to make money, to move forward with financial plans that you've had going on. And when we have the full moon, it's also a time of awareness in the area of relationships. Relationships are very important during a full moon. Express yourself with meaning and purpose. October 18th. On this day, we still have the moon in Aries. Now it's moved forward into the nakshatra called Bharani. Bharani is a symbol, is the uterus, the child that is being actually outgrowing the uterus. So it deals with birth, the birthing process. And this deals with that you could birth something new today. Something is coming about. Now the moon is in its waning phase now, but it's still incredibly bright. So it's still a wonderful, good, bright moon to get things done and to begin new things. The birthing process of things are beginning today. And with Jupiter still in the second house from the moon, it's a good day for bringing in money, making money, being productive financially. Mars in the third house from the moon, and it's in Gemini. It's a day of self-expression. Can also be a day of writing. And I also noticed Mars is at the very last degree of Gemini. So, you know, things have been really heated up when it comes to expressing ourselves. And I have to say it's probably in due part to the media. Third house deals with media and communications, and Mars being there at the last degree of Gemini. Things are really kind of coming to an end with the anger, the upsets with the media today. So now I'm looking at October 19th, and this day we have a lot going on because the moon is approaching, yes, the moon is approaching Jupiter, and it's in Taurus, which is a great day for buying things, and the moon is exalted in Taurus. And it's nice because the moon is kind of surrounded by benefics. It's getting close to, it's applying to Jupiter, and it is opposed Venus. But there's some pretty serious things going on the 19th. And this relates to leadership. Leaders in the world. This is a pretty dangerous day, and that goes globally. It doesn't just go for the United States. I know we've been talking about, you know, politics in the US, but this is a difficult day for world leaders, and I'll tell you why. Because the sun sits right there in a 8-6 relationship with Uranus, called a quincunx, or in conjunct. But it means that Uranus is 8 signs from where the sun is, exactly. And when we look at Neptune, it's also in a 6-8 relationship. So if you count from the sun to Neptune, it's 6 placements, and Neptune back to the sun, it's 8. So when you have this, Uranus and Neptune are actually, well, I'm going to use a lot of astrology terms, but I'll explain. They're in a sextile, which means 60 degrees from each other. And the sun sits where it's in a quincunx to both Uranus and Neptune. This is actually what we call a yod. So the sun is in a yod with the two extreme outer planets, Uranus and Neptune, which Neptune can mean deception, deceit, denials, things that we can't see, and Uranus is sudden, unexpected events. And the sun represents leadership in the world, so you can see there's danger to leadership in the world today. And this can actually deal with attacks, with war, with major events coming down in the world around this day. So it's very interesting because on a personal level, this is a good day. It involves love, romance, coming together with loved ones. But for world leadership and for countries, it's a very difficult day. So it's a very mixed bag, I have to say. The 19th is going to start being pretty crazy. Yeah, maybe this is the October surprise. Things are really heating up. So now I want to look at October 20th. Because October 20th, we still have this yod. We don't escape it. The sun is now exactly in the quincunx to Neptune, and it's within a degree of the quincunx to Uranus. So really, October 19th and 20th are the days I'm talking about being very difficult for world leadership and problems heating up around war in the world. But the moon is in Rohini now. It's actually the best nakshatra the moon can be in. So on a personal level, the moon is in a good place and it's approaching Jupiter. and that means abundance and wealth and optimism. So there is so much going on around the world. Now, even the moon being in Taurus, actually, well, it's in between Uranus and Jupiter. So I gotta say, emotionally, there's lots of surprises. But with the moon being in Rohini, it's like a good day for love, romance, coming together, marriage, things of that nature. It's the best nakshatra for marriage and relationships. Just be aware that there's other issues pending around the world. Now I'm looking at October 21st, and the moon has moved into Gemini. Now, it is in the nakshatra now called Mrigashira. Mrigashira is all about the search. It's all about finding things, searching out things. The hunt is what they say. But so a lot of times I just think it on a personal level, it can mean you trying to find an item for collection or shopping, things like that, on more of a surface level. But the moon in Gemini is about communications. And with Mars going to the second house from the moon, and now Mars, yesterday and today, is now in the sign of Cancer, its debilitation sign. And the fact that Mars is in Cancer, it reflects back to the moon because the moon rules Cancer. And so be careful today about what you say. Mars in the second house from the moon means you can blurt out the wrong thing at the wrong time and wish you didn't say it. The moon in Cancer, things are starting to get really hypersensitive in the world. Hypersensitive. Mars is actually in a place where it's squaring the sun. So there is a lot going on. But I gotta say, from the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, the world is under duress. Warlike affairs are happening, okay? And Mars is coming up now to where it is starting to oppose Pluto. This is warlike. And I want to say, you know, around the time of the United States elections, the first week of November, Mars will be opposed Pluto, which is outbreaks of war. So that wouldn't surprise me with the elections, would it you? Things are not going to go smoothly. And could be attacks, warlike attacks. Things out of our control are beginning to come down. You'll get the feel in the air during this time. Now, the moon being in Mrigashira, remember it's a time of searching and going deep to find things. Jupiter is in the 12th house from the moon, so it can be a time of a personal spiritual journey and search. Use this time wisely for the positive that it's all about. So that concludes the third week of October, and things are going to start getting really heated up this next week, and of course moving into November. Don't need to tell you all that, but remember, if you want to be part of our spiritual community, which we all need during this time, become part of my Patreon crowd, my Patreon group. It is an amazing group of spiritual souls. And you can connect to my Patreon group by going to my website, galacticcenter.org, and you can read about what all of it offers. You're going to love it, as well as sign up for my free newsletter, which is on galacticcenter.org. And don't forget, you're going to want my Galactic Planner. galacticplanner.com. Thank you.